First thing you see, service airbag. That's what I mean by I basically came up with a list of stuff. So when they finally do look at my car, then I can have that off my fucking screen. So you should know who I am. It's little old me. It's 2016 Chevy SS, aka my little lemon. I guess it's not a lemon no more if you dump like 9K to the engine. The engine's the only thing that seems to be doing what it's supposed to do. I got about almost 5,000 miles, or about 4,180 some miles on this engine. It's fine, it works. I wish when you first turn my car on from a cold start, my car is angry. Like it does bullshit, and it usually shuts off. If you don't get in here, put your foot on the gas, just right, it will usually shut off. Shut off what? Once this morning, I think? Once or twice? I forget how many times it shut off. It doesn't shut off while you're driving or you do anything. It's just when you first turn it on, it's cold. It's like, what, it says 28 outside. But yeah. So, let's explain what has happened to my car. This is an exhaust muffler hanger, or the remnants of what most of one looks like. My mufflers and my rear bumper cover had a disagreement. One thing led to another. Both mufflers basically dropped down to where they were almost touching the ground, but not enough. And then they had a huge dispute back there about who's the lowest. So my bumper is pretty shot to shit. The little back part shot to shit. And I'm dealing with State Farm. I have State Farm insurance. They actually decided to help out on this one. They did not help with Texas at all. They made Texas a fucking nightmare, way worse than it had to be. But yeah. So they decided to help out on this one. So we're trying to go do State Farm. I took it to Caliber Collision. They came up with an estimate. Everything was cool. Shook hands. Everything seemed kosher. Even got the paperwork over here in the fucking glove box. As you can see, Caliber. And it's just like I thought we were on our fucking way to having a fixed car. Nah, we're not on the way to having a fixed car. Let me explain. So first, they're like, oh, the guy who was supposed to be fixing your car, maybe it's their mechanic, he's no longer here. They came up with whatever bullshit and did not fix the car. They could have just told me what it is. If you're having trouble finding the parts, so be it. So okay, I take my car to an actual Chevy dealership. You know, the dealership that's been trying to snake buy my car from me for the past 3 years. It has been basically just sitting. I took it to them. At first, they were on board with fixing it. Came up with an estimate of like $4,000. It was a little light because they didn't even acknowledge the fucking front. They didn't acknowledge the fact that I can't put windshield wiper fluid in this fucker or nothing. Because it basically just hits the ground. But anyway, they didn't acknowledge that. So it was probably going to have to try to get a supplement after the fucking fact. That's why I have the fucking checklist, so they could just check all this shit, get it the fuck in, and call it a fucking day. Because it's like, I dumped $9,000 into this shit. I didn't have no issues. None of the jerking before when it shifts from first to second gear. None of that shit. Now I got issues out the fucking wazoo. And it's, if I'm not liable, then I need y'all to fix this shit ASAP. Because they said I wasn't liable for it. Because this shit happened when it was snowing. The one time we've gotten snow this year so far, or not this year, but within the past couple months. That was like the first snow. I forget. Snow was in January, so it was technically the first good snow of this year for this area. But it happened. And then you go over train tracks with this sort of shit, and that's when the fucking bumper completely came out. To replace these new from GM is about $90 shipped. To have them put it on your car is about $110 with tax and all that extra shit. Oh, it's about $200 just to fix this shit, which State Farm hasn't even acknowledged. I'm already down $300, $200, $300 having to deal with this shit. They don't even acknowledge that shit. Let's see. The whole actually having to use the State Farm app is terrible experience. They get a thumbs down because this car has been in a slight fender bender before. When I got when I first got it, it didn't have a torque converter. I was unaware of all the fucked up engine shit wrong with this fucking car. Didn't have a torque converter, was jumpy, all of that extra shit. So I accidentally slid where I pulled my foot off the brake and it surged into the back of somebody's Cavalier. It fucked up the right passenger side of the bumper cover front. It wasn't, the car was going like maybe 5-6 miles an hour max. Wasn't going very fast. Didn't do much damage. It was just like a baby crack. But they replaced the whole fucking front bumper. I had that shit done through Progressive. That shit was so seamlessly easy. And it was done by fucking Serpentini. That's the thing. Serpentini fixed the fucking front. It went to fucking Caliber and it went to Serpentini. Because the cars had two fucking issues. It was when the fucking it surged into the back of somebody, and then when the pothole pulled out the fucking wheel. This car's been to so many places, it's been giving me bullshit. So the coolness factor of this car is kind of not worth it. Because if something actually happens, good luck dealing with this shit. They keep talking about they can't find the parts. So I had to go and pull all my history because I already looked up all the fucking parts. I put them into a notepad file, which I'm basically I have an appointment for this car, 8:45 Monday morning. I'm gonna be like, if you can't find anything, if you want to go a different route, if something's not, you can't track it down, blah, 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 yak, 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 yak. It's an EOM fucking bumper. All you got to do is paint it a different color. We got a choice between a 2014 and 2017. I'm just waiting to hear back from either fucking person that's got this shit for sale. So we don't have to go with the, we can't find, no, we can find some shit. And if it's got no damage to it, it's like, who gives a shit? I don't care if it's a 2014, 15, 16, or 17 bumper. Just give me a fucking bumper that's not cracked or falling off. And I want him to take care of my fucking front splitter because that's just cracked too. Cracked for no reason. And I want my windshield wiper fluid back. If they don't fix the leak, I'm not going to be too bad, but they should fix the oil leak too. $9,000 dumped into an engine. Should not be leaking oil all of a sudden out of no fucking where. As you can see, I have the necessary oil that I'm told to put in this shit. I got all 8 quarts back there. So that's ready. My car has an easy drain valve on it. So we don't have to go the route of the whole having to tighten that shit back on, dealing with all that shit on. You just get under, you just jack the car up, put the thing up under there to catch the oil, and flick the fucking switch. So if it's leaking from that, you replace it or you actually go back to your drain plug. I have a drain plug in the fucking center console, brand new, unopened. So if I need one, I got one. But overall, the experience with State Farm has been awful. Like from somebody who's had multiple issues or incidents or accidents or shit happened to my fucking vehicle. Progressive, they covered this shit so mindlessly. Yeah, it was a little problem finding some parts here and there because they were trying to decide if we're going to go aftermarket or we want to go stock for the control arm and all the shit that was back there with the fucking wheel. I didn't care. I just wanted it done quickly because we needed the car back. Because back then I was driving heavily for basically to deliver shit, and it was heavy back then. It ain't as heavy now. But overall, the car works, the car runs. The car has minor shit wrong with it. Sorry, I blow this shit all over the place, but if the dude that just had his lifter collapse sees this video on YouTube because I responded to his catastrophe, just know that somebody else, same skin color, has been through this problem, and that shit is not fun, my friend. You have a whole bunch of shit to figure out. It's a good thing you already know that you gonna need the right push rods, but actually getting the right push rods is the problem, because they can give you the right length, but if you get the width wrong, the hole is too small. That's what fucking causes a fucking problem. And if you have a collapsed anything, those little needle bearings go up in that shit, you still have to make sure that none of those little needle bearings that came out of your fucking lifter, because the roller, oh, I don't have one in my car, otherwise I'd show you. I used to carry the collapsed lift around in my car. I don't have it. It's probably upstairs. But the lifter, that little ball on the bottom, the roller, there are needle bearings that ball rides on in order to make it spin. So when your lifter collapses, it ejects some of the bitches into your engine. So you're not just dealing with the upper damage that's in the fucking bore. You gotta address the fact that if that shit has actually, you said it doesn't have anything to auto time, so you might actually be able to catch it. Mine was driven around by my girlfriend. Like, she was driving back and forth to her work bullshit with the fucking lifter collapse, which that basically did the engine in. It further, like, we got eventually the needle bearings came out in oil changes. So I know what it sounds like when that shit, like when you actually are riding around and you actually hear that metal sound of that needle bearing getting smushed. Yeah, that's some shit to be having to deal with. But again, this shit, it's not for the faint at heart, especially like if you don't have a warranty on that shit. That's where they dick you. If your car is just old enough for you to not have a warranty on it, you got to foot the whole bill. But like I said in the comments, there is a class action lawsuit out of this shit. So you have the option to just go ahead and get a lawyer to try to get on the class action, or sue it directly, because they know about this shit and they're still selling these cars. They're not warning people. They're not warning people that, hey, this is going to be a $9,000 to $14,000 expense that you're going to have to deal with. They don't care about the people that own these fucking cars. That's the class action law, because I was told I'm the first one that even contacted them of a fucking car. They said the only people that contacted them originally were trucks. Yeah, I know my car has a truck engine, blah, 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 yak, 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 yeah, I get it. But it's just like, the trucks are the ones that are having a problem. And remember, these are work vehicles. They're meant to be under load, under stress, high idle time, that sort of shit. And the stock parts aren't holding up. Why is my car working now? My car has an upgraded cam. My car has upgraded lifters. It doesn't have the fucking shitty ones that it was supposed to come with. It has upgraded rockers. It has upgraded push. It has basically the entire top end is upgraded. We got different push rods. We got different bolts. We got different rockers. We got different valve covers. If I was to actually pull this shit up and let you see my car, you see that this shit's different. But yeah, so much has gone into this car that I am hoping that this shit goes the way that it needs to. And since I have a request, I need to stop the video to see what it is.